Listen to me very closely, because what is happening in Cleveland right now is nothing short of absolute madness. We are looking at a franchise on the absolute brink of a massive financial and structural explosion. You think you know what the front office is planning for our team, but I am telling you right now, you have no idea. We have insider reports leaking out of the building that could fundamentally alter the trajectory of our entire organization for the next half-decade. Buckle up, because this front office is about to shock everybody.
Let me break this down for you with the absolute precision of an NFL insider and the passion of someone who bleeds for our team. We are hearing reports that the front office is currently predicting a colossal $80 million contract move for a brand new starter. Now listen to me when I say this is not just some loose change we are tossing around. $80 million is franchise-altering money. It is the kind of cash that dictates your salary cap flexibility for years to come. When you look at the landscape of our roster right now, you have to ask yourself why the front office is suddenly willing to open up the checkbook to this specific magnitude. Sources inside the building are telling me that they have identified a core piece, a player they believe is the absolute missing link to solidify our starting lineup and finally bring some undeniable consistency to the field. But let me tell you why this makes my blood boil just a little bit. We have seen this organization hand out massive contracts before, and we have seen them backfire spectacularly. You do not just drop $80 million on a new starter unless you are absolutely, unequivocally, 100% certain that this man is going to walk into the locker room and change the entire culture. The sheer audacity to make a financial commitment of this size right now tells me that the general manager is feeling the heat. He knows his job is on the line, and he knows that if this roster does not compete at the highest possible level immediately, heads are going to roll. This is a desperation move masked as a strategic acquisition. You can call it bold, you can call it aggressive, but I call it a massive gamble with the future of our team. The insider whispers suggest the paperwork is already being drafted, and the financial gymnastics required to make this fit under the cap are mind-boggling. They are moving money around, deferring hits, and betting the absolute house on this new starter being a cornerstone. But here is the thing that you absolutely must understand about this situation. This $80 million decision does not exist in a vacuum. It is actually the very first domino in a much larger, much more controversial sequence of events that the front office is trying to keep completely under wraps. Because if they are committing this kind of unprecedented money to a new face, what exactly does that mean for the most expensive, most polarizing player currently sitting on our roster? Tell me you see the connection here. You have to. Listen.
If you want to keep getting exclusive insights like this and stay ahead of every massive move our team makes, you need to subscribe right now. Hit that button and never miss a single crucial update.
Now, we arrive at the absolute epicenter of the storm that is brewing inside our facility. Insider reports are aggressively confirming that our team is preparing to make a massive, highly consequential move involving Deshaun Watson right before free agency officially begins. Listen to me very closely, because the timing of this decision is not an accident. It is a calculated, meticulously planned maneuver by a front office that is feeling an unbelievable amount of pressure from every single angle. Deshaun Watson is the elephant in the room, the $230 million reality that dictates every single transaction this team attempts to execute. When you hear that a significant move is imminent before the market even opens, you have to read between the lines. This is about salary cap manipulation, pure and simple. They need to find breathing room, and the only way they can legally generate the necessary funds to pay for that shiny new $80 million starter we just discussed is by fundamentally altering the financial structure of Watson and his contract. But let me tell you why this makes me incredibly nervous as an analyst and as someone who watches this league every single day. Restructuring a contract of this magnitude is essentially kicking the can down the road, and eventually, you run out of road. The front office is taking an enormous risk by tying even more of our future financial stability to a quarterback whose availability and performance have been the subject of relentless, exhausting scrutiny. You do not make a preemptive strike like this unless you are totally desperate to clear space for an immediate win-now roster construction. The insider chatter suggests they are looking at converting his base salary into a signing bonus, spreading the cap hit over void years, and doing whatever mathematical sorcery is required to keep this ship afloat. But what happens if this backfires? What happens if you mortgage the next 3 seasons just to survive the next 3 months? It is a terrifying proposition that shows exactly how thin the margin for error actually is right now. They are playing a high-stakes game of financial chess, and Deshaun Watson is the king piece that determines everything. But here is the terrifying part that nobody in the mainstream media is willing to say out loud right now. If they are willing to completely restructure their financial commitment to him at this specific moment, what exactly does that mean for the other aggressive quarterback rumors swirling around the league? Are they actually telling us the complete truth, or is there a massive cover-up happening right before our eyes? You absolutely must hear this.
This brings us to the final piece of this incredibly twisted puzzle, and it is a piece that has completely set the national sports media on fire. Over the past few days, there was a massive, uncontrollable rumor spreading like wildfire that our team was secretly maneuvering to acquire Shedeur Sanders in the upcoming draft. People were losing their minds, projecting trade scenarios, and essentially writing the obituary for our current quarterback room. But as an insider who speaks directly to the people making the actual decisions, I am here to tell you right now that this latest quarterback rumor has been officially and aggressively debunked. The front office wants absolutely nothing to do with this narrative, and they have gone out of their way to shut it down behind closed doors. Now, you might be asking yourself why they are so desperate to kill this specific story. Why not just let the media speculate? I will tell you exactly why, and it connects directly to the $80 million starter and the massive contract restructure we just talked about. This organization is currently walking on incredibly thin ice. They cannot afford to have a divided locker room, and they certainly cannot afford to have their $230 million quarterback feeling like his immediate replacement is being actively scouted. By violently striking down the Shedeur Sanders rumor, the general manager is sending a very clear, very loud message to the entire league. They are doubling down on the roster they have built, for better or for worse. But let me be perfectly clear with you, because my patience is wearing extremely thin with this kind of public relations manipulation. Just because a rumor is officially debunked does not mean the underlying panic is completely fabricated. Where there is smoke, there is usually fire, and the fact that people even believed this rumor in the first place tells you everything you need to know about the lack of confidence surrounding our current quarterback situation. The front office can deny it all they want, they can release statements, and they can feed information to reporters to kill the noise. But the reality is, they are trapped in a corner of their own making. They have committed unprecedented money, they have restructured contracts to survive, and now they are desperately trying to maintain the illusion of absolute stability. The dominoes are falling, the pressure is mounting, and the truth is finally starting to bleed out. We are standing on the precipice of a franchise-defining era, and nobody is safe. Do you truly believe they are confident, or are they just terrified of the inevitable collapse? I need answers now.
This is not just another off-season for our team. We are witnessing a critical juncture where every single decision made by the front office is going to impact this roster for the next decade. From an $80 million commitment to a brand new starter, to aggressively restructuring the most controversial contract in the league and desperately fighting off rumors about drafting a rookie replacement. It is absolute chaos, and the margin for error is zero. I need to know exactly where you stand on this. Do you trust this administration to navigate this financial minefield, or are we watching the slow-motion destruction of our salary cap? Drop your strongest opinions in the comments below right now. Make your voice heard, because this community is the true heartbeat of the franchise. Stay loud and stay loyal.